Don't forget about Savachi and some of the others as we go drop the gate for the first time. And Vince Freezy on the fourth beats them all to Chaos Corner. Here comes Roxon on the one right after him. They race through that rhythm section to the next turn, and it's going to be Freezy out front with Roxon giving chase, and Tomac is right there in third on the number 3.
Oh, we got some riders down.
Roxon coming up alongside of Freezy. Can he get him in the corner? No, he swings to the outside. Roxon grabs a handful of throttle. Here he comes out. Oh, Freezy cut him off. And that took all the momentum out from the young German rider. And Tomac slips past into second place.
Wow, what an aggressive start here. You got Matt Moss on the blue Yamaha. The 102 getting into the mix. Savachi.
Savachi's on the 17, right behind Roxon. Savachi on that firepower Honda. Here he comes. Blasting through the whoops. He's bar to bar with a great rider out of Australia, Matt Moss. Moss on the 102.
I was looking to see where Luke Clout was, the 19. He got together and collected one of these tough boxes, one of the covers on his front wheel on the first lap. Had to stop. That's why he's back in 15.
Freezy was fourth in the championship last year, won race number 2 in Birmingham, England, at Aston Villa a year ago at Villa Park in the stadium.
Oh, here we go.
Oh, Tomac trying to get around the outside, and they're going to go side by side with Freezy. That's Roxon alongside. He just can't get through that rhythm lane, Jeff.
And look at Savachi. He's trying to get Roxon. Freezy right now is holding everybody up, hogging the inside lines, just blocking everyone, looking over his shoulder. See what he does there? And now Tomac's going to lay him out right here.
Tomac's had enough, and he's passed.
Here comes Roxon.
And there goes the crowd to their feet here inside of BC Places. They're loving this great battle between these champions. Ken Roxon, the 2-time and reigning FIM World Supercross champ, and Eli Tomac, a 2-time champion out of the AMA championship season.
And Ralph, how about Savachi? Oh, he made his way past Freezy, and Freezy gets back by. Savachi needs to get past Freezy to try to hang with these riders. That's Clout. He's going up the track.
Yeah, Luke Clout having problems. Roxon starting to open up a little bit of a gap. It's Roxon, Freezy, Tomac, Savachi, Moss, Nichols, Wilson, Aranda, Clayson, and Duca, your top 10. Everybody's watching Roxon and Tomac, and here they go.
Yeah, and the intensity is so high. These riders are pushing so hard. The track's going to be really good right now, so they're going to give it everything they have. The whoops are not too chewed up yet. Corners have got a few ruts in them.
Roxon had 5 race wins last year, 2 overalls, winning in Birmingham and in Melbourne.
55.2 for Roxon, Tomac at 55.9.
Of course, Tomac won the first ever FIM World Supercross race in 2022 in Cardiff, Wales.
Won all 3 races.
All 3 races.
And Roxon was second.
Yeah.
All 3 races.
Yeah.
And I talked to Kenny earlier today. I said, hey, you know, here's your chance. You're the reigning champ. But now Tomac's in this championship, not as a wild card for one race, but the entire championship.
Yeah,
what do you got? He says, we're going to go for it.
He's here all year. And they're both on great teams. Roxon riding for PMG, the Pipes Motorsports organization, and Tomac on that Craig Dack Racing Yamaha, supported by Star Racing.
I'll tell you what, I think there's a lot of pressure on Joey Savachi. He wants to be a player in this championship. This season also, he's dropped back just a couple of seconds behind Tomac. There he is, top of your screen. I think there's a lot of pressure on Savachi. He needs to hang with our leaders.
You're exactly right, Jeff, because if he can battle with these guys and beat Roxon and Tomac, it'll mean a lot for him with other team owners going into the 2025 season.
New team for Joey here, Firepower Honda. They won the championship a couple years ago with Roxon.
And of course, as you mentioned earlier, Savachi, a 2-time runner-up in this WSX championship.
53.7 for Tomac, fastest rider on the track now.
Tomac had the #1 spot in Superpole until Roxon went out, the last rider to run in Superpole, and Roxon just beating Tomac. Kristen, what can you tell us?
Guys, watching Eli Tomac and Ken Roxon battle here out on track, something that I've noticed, Ken Roxon is really opening up the turns and just leaning into the berm, whereas Eli Tomac, when he can, is cutting down a little quicker. Jeff, what does that do for Eli? Is that an advantage? Maybe trying to take the inside on Ken and set up a pass?
Yeah, well, the track's starting to go away a little bit. Roczen likes to ride the high line through the bull turns. It carries momentum. Tomac is really good at squaring up the turn and shortening up the track, and that's how he's starting to advance. It's going to be close.
Here we go. Tomac with a great drive up the inside of that corner, Jeff. Here goes Roczen around the outside, like you pointed out, into the whoops they go. Tomac tucks in behind him to get to the end of the lane.
Well, and if we put both of these two riders like 10 years ago when they were 16, Tomac might have tried to stick the front wheel in on Roczen, maybe run into him. That's what young guys do. These are mature veterans, proven champions. They're fathers, they have families. They're gonna race really clean, but they certainly will be aggressive.
And they've raced each other since they were amateurs, Jeff.
Oh,
they know each other exceptionally well.
Tomac misses the triple out of the turn, and look at the gain that Roczen has because of that. Even though it's only 3-4 bike lengths, it's huge as far as not having Tomac just breathing down your neck. And you hear the bike, you know when, especially these 450s, they're so loud, you can feel that the rider's right there next to you.
Bourdon has moved up into the top 10, and we're on the last lap. Roczen, Tomac, Savatgy, Freese, and Nichols, your top 5. And it's all about Roczen and Tomac on this final lap. They're right 1 and 2 as they come through. You can see the course getting really rutted up in that glacial till, digging some deep ruts here coming out of some of these corners.
Yeah, you can see some of those ruts in the rhythm sections right there. Roczen was kind of pedaling it a little bit.
Roczen going for his 7th career race win, 4th in the last 5 World Supercross races for Ken Roczen. And he's got a 2nd lead right now or so on Tomac, 1.3 seconds to last split. Tomac not giving up though. They're going to turn right back around and line up in race number 2. But here comes Roczen. Ken Roczen takes the first checkered flag of 2024 here in Vancouver. Eli Tomac a close second as he cuts it to within